Ladies and gentlemen, karibuni sana. Thank you for being here with us. Today is a day we've been waiting for a very, very long time. This is the launch of the Farah Foundation, ladies and gentlemen. Makofi, first of all. I'd first like to really start this session with a vote of thanks. I know that's uncommon, but I'd really like to thank Baraza Media Lab, ladies and gentlemen, for facilitating this event, for providing the space, the nourishment, and the absolute logistics for this event. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big hand to Baraza Media Lab. And I'd also like to thank SemaBOX. Dan, my brother Dan, and his team, who have done a wonderful job doing all the production that you're going to see in front of you. A big hand for SemaBOX. I'd also like to thank the members of the Farah Foundation. I'm just going to start, this was not even planned. I'd just like to ask Farah to just come up for a second, if you don't mind. I know production are like, no, David, look, go left, we said left. No, they're not going to be happy with me. I'd just like her to stand with me. This amazing young lady, I have the pleasure of calling my daughter. And it's such an honor when she asked me to actually do it. She said, oh, Baba. She likes calling me Baba. Would you do this for me? I'm like, is that a question? And I cleared my entire Saturday for you because you are one of the most special people I've ever met in my life. And if you remember the first time I met you, I was starstruck, wasn't I? You remember that? I was like, oh my gosh, it's you. And here we are today, many years later. So ladies and gentlemen, let us acknowledge this wonderful human being I get to call my daughter.
I don't want to spoil my makeup.
Okay, over, back. Just go clean up the
Thank
tears.
you.
And alongside her, I really want to point out Najda, Naj,
How are you?
and Sue. Come up. These two young ladies are also the other officials of the Farah Foundation, and without them, today would obviously not have happened as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to acknowledge both of them, first and foremost. Karibuni. Okay, without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite to give us opening remarks on behalf of Maurice Otieno, who's the Baraza Media Lab Executive Director, who unfortunately couldn't be with us, but sent a speech. I would like to just first invite Cynthia Muthoni, who's the Community Lead and Operations Head at Baraza Media Lab, to just give the opening remarks. Karibu.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Baraza Media Lab. We are happy to host you today, and we are so excited to be the host of Farah Foundation. We couldn't be more than happy to do this and in this morning. Today, I'm just going to be reading the speech from Maurice. He is our executive director. He would have loved to be here. Farah, you understand that. But unfortunately, he had another engagement, which could not be cancelled. So just allow me to read this through. He does say a lot of things in quite some words, but I'll try read it through as fast as possible. It is such a privilege to be a part of this groundbreaking day. Our dear Farah is prying open the door to a journey that I believe will be exceptional, and we at Baraza are very honored that she chose our beautiful space to launch her larger-than-life dream. I first came across Farah Khalid years ago in one of her interviews, and what conspicuously stood out was her smile, as many of you here can attest. When she speaks, you can't help but be drawn in, pensively listen and learn about life from an experience that would have eviscerated the souls of many of us. Farah has, nonetheless, redefined the meaning of hope, resilience, and overcoming odds. What Farah is officially commencing today and has been doing within her capacity for the last couple of years is breaking barriers, societal and systematic impediments that have continually looked over certain persons, muffled, and reduced them to a label. Farah is breaking the infamous glass ceiling, and this is just the beginning. For the last 2 years, Baraza has been at the forefront of gathering, housing, and strengthening creatives like Farah in the media ecosystem, both traditionally and contemporary. Media has the power to storytell and amplify, notably in the modern social media age, where there is a myriad of content. Without doubt, that is how many of us came to know Farah, right? With such power and magnitude comes responsibility, accountability, and regulation to a great extent, exactly the scope of what key creatives and media players in the Baraza network strive for and work towards on a daily basis. It is a very significant month for our women and girls world over, a period where we remind them, we see you, we hear you, we know how far you've come, keep breaking every bias by all means. In putting our money where our mouth is, Baraza has proudly worked in tandem with cross-disciplinary female creatives and media practitioners in their growth and development, alongside bridging the gender divide that unfortunately still reeks in this landscape. The Bettina Fund Program, in partnership with Thomson Reuters Foundation, enabled us to train and mentor 12 female journalists across Kenya as far as Kakuma in Turkana. There still remains a dire need to foster future leaders and entrepreneurs in Kenyan media, which has a staggering underrepresentation of women in leadership. In furtherance, we have also seen inclusivity and diversity take shape with our Saturday photo sessions at Baraza, where we both top-notch and upcoming photographers mix and meet to network and learn. A huge part of being females from frequently overlooked creative services. The Baraza community is a hub for such players, for Farah and the many who are yet to come, experiment and belong. Farah, you have used every platform accorded to you to give hope and challenge mindsets through sharing a profound story in addition to your daily life musings. Stories have a power, the power to influence, change, and even heal. This right here is a unique and extraordinary tale that needs to reverberate through every medium possible to reach everyone, because we all need a dose of hope. We are certain you are going to do wonders beyond our wildest imagination at an even grander scale with the Farah Foundation. We are here for it all the way. May it be everything you have aspired and worked for all along. Thank you for being a high-spirited member of our community and for launching this incredible next phase of your life at Baraza. With all of us. All the very best. From Maurice, the Executive Director at Baraza Media Lab. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a bigger round of applause. Thank you very much, Cynthia. I'd like to acknowledge one of our chief guests, Ms. Rahma Shabal, who's a motivational speaker on women empowerment, and we're really looking forward to hearing more from you later. Thank you for coming and looking absolutely splendid. International Women's Day should be celebrated 365 days a year. I don't understand why they pick one day only. What's that about? I'd also like to acknowledge some special guests some of whom will be coming up here. I'd like to acknowledge Mr. John Gekonyo, who's the president of the Caucus of People Living with NCDs and president of the Renal Patients Group. I'd also like to recognize Senior Chief Njoka, who's actually Susan's father, an amazing man who's come with some very, very good friends, and I'll recognize all of you. Engineer Eyasu, Frank Hussein, the chairman of California Estate, Lee Moturi, Kamkunji Peace Committee, and friends. Asanteni sana. We also have, I'll just go through my list. Dr. Dave Makumi, who's the vice chair of the NCD Association of Kenya, a very, very good friend of this foundation and an amazing man I've had a lot of interaction with and is always present in these conversations. Thank you very much. A big round of applause for all of them.